In this video, you will learn about the endocrine system. We will define what endocrine glands are, what hormones do, and how target cells respond to these chemical messages. The endocrine system is one of the body's two main control systems, working alongside the nervous system to regulate internal functions. While the nervous system uses electrical signals that act quickly, the endocrine system uses chemical messages called hormones that act more slowly but have longer lasting effects. An endocrine gland is a tissue or organ that secretes these chemical messages, hormones, into the blood or lymph. Unlike exocrine glands, which have ducts and release secretions onto body surfaces, endocrine glands are ductless. Their secretions go directly into the bloodstream to reach distant target organs. This illustration shows the major endocrine organs of the body. For example, the hypothalamus and pituitary gland work together to produce many different hormones. Several of these hormones stimulate the production of hormones by other endocrine glands. For example, thyroid-stimulating hormone travels from the pituitary gland to the thyroid gland to activate the production of hormones that regulate our metabolism to maintain body temperature. Calcitonin is another hormone produced by the thyroid gland, and this hormone works to regulate cells in our bones to maintain our blood calcium level. A hormone produced by the parathyroid glands also regulates target cells in our bones to maintain blood calcium homeostasis. However, parathyroid hormone increases blood calcium, while calcitonin has the opposite effect, leading to decreased blood calcium. The adrenal glands produce several stress response hormones, including epinephrine and cortisol. The pancreas produces hormones that regulate metabolism to maintain blood glucose levels. The ovaries and testes produce the steroid sex hormones that promote the developmental changes that occur during puberty. Estrogen and progesterone are produced by the ovaries. These hormones also regulate the uterus, controlling the female reproductive cycle. In males, the testes produce testosterone to stimulate sperm production and other developmental changes that occur with reproductive maturation. A hormone is a chemical message secreted by an endocrine organ that travels through the bloodstream or lymph to affect cells in another part of the body. Hormones are very powerful even at very low concentrations, like nanomolar or picomolar levels. Examples include insulin, epinephrine, and cortisol. Insulin is a peptide hormone produced by transcription and translation in cells of the pancreas. Insulin is secreted in response to high blood glucose levels and regulates metabolism to decrease our blood glucose concentration, restoring homeostasis. Epinephrine is a catecholamine hormone synthesized from the amino acid tyrosine by cells in the adrenal glands. The sympathetic nervous system stimulates the adrenal glands to release epinephrine as a response to stress. Both insulin and epinephrine are hydrophilic ligands, meaning they are water-soluble hormones that will bind to receptors on the surface of target cells. Cortisol is a steroid produced from cholesterol by cells in the adrenal glands. Steroids are hydrophobic ligands, meaning they are lipid-soluble hormones that bind to receptors inside of target cells. We call cortisol a glucocorticoid because it is a steroid hormone that increases blood glucose level. Both epinephrine and cortisol are stress response hormones that work to increase blood glucose. Target cells or organs respond to the hormone, but not every cell can respond to every hormone. To respond, a cell must have a specific receptor that matches the hormone, much like a lock and key. These receptors can be located on the surface of the cell membrane or inside the cell. When the hormone binds to its receptor, it triggers a specific cellular response, for example, controlling enzyme activity or gene expression. So, what determines how strongly a target cell responds to a hormone? There are three key factors. First, blood levels of the hormone, how much hormone is circulating. Second, the number of receptors on or in the target cell. Cells can increase or decrease receptor numbers to adjust sensitivity. a process called upregulation or downregulation. Third, affinity, or how strongly the receptor binds to the hormone. Together, these factors determine the strength of the target cell's response. To summarize, endocrine glands release hormones into the blood, hormones travel to specific target cells, and those target cells respond depending on receptor availability, hormone concentration, and binding strength.